This morning I was thinking, okay, it's New Year's Eve. It's really time for me to lock in. I've been hanging out with my friends all break and my house is messy. I've eaten a lot of treats. What am I going to do to get back on track for the new year? And it took me about maybe 1 hour of waking up and feeling disorganized to understand that my New Year's resolution needs to be to understand the forest is the trees. A lot of times I focus on self-improvement, and as good as that is, I think it's far more important to understand why you strive to improve yourself. For me, I think a lot of times I was avoidant of things I needed to do. So I thought if I created this pattern of, working harder, anticipating what laziness I might have and ways to get out of it with habits, I could avoid this trap. But I think a lot of us have a trap we are avoiding regardless, whether that is doing tasks or some inner feelings. I said this on one of my first YouTube videos, but I think a lot of times people are not in tune with themselves. So they either turn to intense avoidance or lack of improvement. But as I was thinking all these things, it's really hard to look back on the year and thank yourself for all the moments you were there for you, the moments you were dealing with something nobody knew about. And that might have set you back from getting your dream body or your dream job, but you have to understand those were the moments where it actually meant something, that you showed up and you were here. This year I've had a lot of close friends move away, and that was very sad, obviously. And, as I go around town and go to places I enjoy, sometimes I feel a heaviness where they used to be. And I realize that, you've got to alchemize that heaviness. The wind just started blowing so strong. I feel like that's a sign. You've got to alchemize that heaviness into a lightness. And I realized literally today, about an hour ago, as I was going around town doing some stuff, I was like, I've got to live in the good. And you've got to be the good. For some people, think of the things holding you back the strongest. What could you just delete for your life if you could pick 3 things? That's going to tell you everything about your life you need to know right there. It became very apparent to me this morning that to-do lists were something creating shame and weight in my life that I do not need. And, I do not need so much structure. I think I trust my discernment to motivate me to achieve my goals. And so these were just some things I was thinking about, as so many of us go into the new year like, oh, I'm going to do this goal and this goal and this goal. I want you to sit and understand the point of this life is to be happy being you. Yes, goals and discipline are going to help with that. But I think so many of us are holding on to either shame, loss, weight, avoidance, something spiritual or emotional that's holding us back from really feeling gratitude. And I had a moment of reflection this morning where I was like, calm down. And, it's funny because I think if you're watching this, you are young. I think everyone is young. Anyone who's not incoherent or incapacitated, I think is young enough that the things you do matter, and you can decide to get up tomorrow and walk a new route, dress up nice. This year was the year I decided, what will my life look like if I dip my toe in and take it seriously and buy into it? Because for so many years, I think I was so big on just, I don't care. I've had bad things happen, so if I'm positive, it's like I'm ignoring all the hardships I went through. You